Shasu, Shasu, Shasu. I am Kanaya, astro-numerologist, sound healer, and artist of the Shasu experience, and welcome to episode 33 of Numerality, where sound meets symbols and consciousness finds clarity. I will provide the numerality for the day, which will include elemental energies, tarot, astrology, personal insights, and numerology. Now, today is the last day of week 7. The 7 is about inner growth, self-awareness, self-discovery, rest, faith, spirituality, intuition, inner knowing, isolation, thoughtfulness, eccentricities, mental analysis, philosophy, technology, discernment, and silence. The number 7 is connected to the planet Neptune, and Neptune wants to refine, it wants to cultivate insights beyond the level of consciousness. It wants to detect, and it wants to transcend. Neptune has an affinity to intuition, imagination, idealism, compassion, illusion, mysticism, the unreal, liquids, and also drugs. The 7 is connected to the Chariot card in the Rider-Waite Tarot, and that has to do with reflection, rest, health, vacations, victory, success, being in control, traveling, getting your way, using your willpower, and also being assertive. This energy is connected to the moon. The moon wants to respond, it wants to react, and it wants to regulate. And the energy is also connected to Cancer. Cancer works sensitively with an emotional response to outside influences, and it also works protectively with a defense against attack. We can also look at this as the last day of week 2 for this month. Now, during a 2-week, much of our action should be in alignment with the 2-day, acting in a manner of practicing patience, cooperation, diplomacy, harmony, and teamwork, with the focus on companionship and also partnership. Now, we can also look to the calendar date of the day for guidance as well. Now, today is the 14th. In the Chaldean numerology, the 14 speaks about movement and a combination of people dealing with only business and speculation with an element of risk or danger. This also indicates danger from natural resources. Now, in the Rider-Waite Tarot, the 14 is represented by the 45, and that is the Temperance card. This energy is about establishing a foundation, mixing different situations to create anew, testing the waters, healing, finding balance with work and play, practicing patience, adaptability, finding your middle ground. This energy is connected to the planet Mercury, and Mercury wants to communicate, it wants to concentrate, and it wants to transmit information. This energy also has to do with the energy of Sagittarius wants to move freely and widely with an affinity for foreign travel, philosophy, religion, legal matters, publishing, and exploration. Today being the 14th, look to and look out for the themes surrounding sudden changes, dangers in natural resources, a mixing of different situations to create new solutions to old problems, practicing patience in the midst of sudden changes, also finding your balance. You may find updates with and on work and business matters. Also, play and information is also big on this day. Now, on to the planetary ruler of the day. Today is Friday, ruled by the planet Venus. Venus wants to relate, unite, connect. It is about love, attraction, harmony, happiness, beauty, art, romance, balance, and justice. With the energy of Venus, the things you could do to capitalize off the energy would be activities like hosting a party, spending time with friends, going on dates, reconciling with others, indulging in self-care, investing your money, creating and expressing yourself artistically, looking your best, and mediating disputes. The energy of Venus is connected to the number 6, which has to do with duty, domestic activity, family life, responsibility, and the signs of Taurus and Libra. Taurus moves enduringly and possessively with reliability and steadfastness, conservatism, slowness, thrift, and gentility. And Libra wants to work unitedly with a goal of combining and harmoniously with the desire to manifest agreement. Now, on to the elements. Yesterday's fire element, what was driving us was the 33-6, and that had to do with the Seven of Wands. The Seven of Wands has to do with standing up for yourself, integrity, responsibility, self-sacrifice, courage, putting up boundaries, being a public speaker and or teacher. That energy was connected to the third decan of Leo, and that was the signature of Mars. Mars wants to initiate, it wants to activate some sort of action, and it also wants to move. Now, the 33-6 was connected to the planet Venus, which wants to relate and also unite and connect, and also the zodiac sign of Gemini, which works with an air of versatility, with an apt for change and variability. With the 33-6, we were able yesterday to harmonize the internal environment with the external environment to match the realities in real time. So yesterday we found that we were, in a sense, standing up for what we believed in by standing up for ourselves in different interactions. Now, as we move through this new dynamic of who it is that we are wanting to be, we move into a new dynamic or surroundings within our community, and that requires us to have courage, strength, and integrity. And we also must have an idea of our responsibility to self-sacrificing for the highest, for our highest and best good. So this energy with the 33-6 that we are carrying from yesterday is beneficial for teaching and or speaking, and also holding ourselves accountable when it comes to this new space that we are creating for ourselves. Now, today's fire element, what's driving us is the 34-7, and this has to do with the Eight of Wands. The Eight of Wands is about haste, messages, settlements, swift actions, progress, quick turn of events, traveling, visitors, having fun, and making moves. This energy is connected to the first decan of Sagittarius, and this energy is that of Jupiter. And Jupiter wants to expand, and it wants to mature by way of experience. So this lets me know that the changes we've been making to implement regarding an idea that we recently had, this energy is asking us what do we believe in, and what do we believe about ourselves and what we're starting, and how can we connect with ourselves and others about what it is that we're starting. Basically, how do we talk about ourselves to others and to ourselves when it comes to what it is that we are building. This energy is mainly predicated on our values and morals. Now, this is a very subjective energy, and only you know what you've been working on internally. So it could be the smallest thing, from wanting to research water and the different types of water, like alkaline, ionized, purified, distilled, spring, mineral water, and you take small steps like researching what is alkaline, what is distilled, what are the differences, why do I need it, why do I want it, why do I feel like this will do something for me. Now that you have accumulated that knowledge of why you are doing something, the 34-7 comes in to assist you in reevaluating your actions and or impulses before taking the next steps, i.e. the next steps after the researching and revelation process. However, in order to move with the quick changes that are taking place outside of you, the internal process as you go through is one of reevaluation, as you remember what the idea is, why you had it, and what and or who you are being of service to with said idea. Now, the air element is the impression we're giving in the conscious realm of others' experience. The air element today has to do with the Five of Swords, and that has to do with change, travel, responsibility, conflict, defeat, tension, bullying, being harmed by others, personal attacks, conflict, and defeat, winning at all costs, and unhealthy competition. This energy is connected to the first decan of Aquarius, and that is the signature of Uranus. Uranus wants to originate, it wants to deviate from the norm, and this energy is also connected to the planet of Saturn. Saturn brings structure, limits, and also boundaries. Now, in the Rider-Waite Tarot, the 5 has to do with the Hierophant, and that is connected to change, communication, sex, new interests, travel, freedom, traditions, teacher, support and structure within the community, faith, experience, adventure, versatility, adaptability, and also cleverness. This energy is connected to the planet Mercury, and Mercury wants to communicate, Mercury wants to concentrate, and Mercury wants to transmit. Now, the 5 has to do with being independent, free thinking. It's also fast moving. It has to do with business, communication, trade and commerce, curiosity, magnetism, and also travel and adaptability. Now, with this energy today, people could see us or feel as though we are communicating in a way that indicates a process of elimination that is taking place mentally. It's like talking with the coworker before they move to another state. They have another job lined up, family is ready, money is looking nice, but the air quality of the conversation seems sad. It just seems like they are leaving behind something, and we, those who are interacting with that individual, can feel that too. So the 5 of Swords can mean that we are talking in a manner that is acknowledging that we must leave something behind and expressing the emotions that come with that, and also speaking on the future that we have lined up but not yet experienced or lived through. It's almost like being in limbo, and you may feel that the characteristics of this new character you are building is off, and it may seem like you are struggling internally when interacting with others. Now, this energy will bring some tension, but it is the natural process you must go through in order to clear out the junk in the mind and create space and room for those new experiences that we have opened ourselves up to. Now, today's earth element, what is supporting us, what will ground us, and what can assist us in balancing the air element today has to do with the 45-9, and that is the 5 of Cups. And that energy is about old friends, partial gains, learning experiences, grief, sorrow, being sad, emotionally unsatisfied, being hard to please, and focusing on the negative. Now, this energy is connected to the first decade of Scorpio, and Scorpio moves in a manner that is desiring with subtlety, passion, shrewdness, and tenacity. This energy is also connected to Mars. Mars wants to initiate, to activate, and it also wants to move. Now, the 9 is about completion, dreams fulfilled, endings, and being of service, inspiration, long trips, and philanthropy. Also broad-mindedness, competitiveness, independent, self-determining, and charitable. This energy of the 9 is also connected to the Hermit card in the Rider-Waite Tarot, and that has to do with charity, endings, change, inspiration, seeking solitude, contemplation, lighting the way for others, wisdom, responsibility, humanity, faith, completion, long journeys, fulfillment, dreams, and also endings. This energy is connected to the Sun. The Sun wants to integrate, it wants to express, and it wants to project, and is also connected to the sign of Virgo. And Virgo acts in a manner of examining with productivity, thoroughness, memory, precision, and evaluation. So I have 2 interpretations on the 45-9, 5 of Cups energy. So the first one is that it gives me the impression that what will support us today is our willingness or our awareness that we have completed a goal, and that now it is time for us to leave something behind. This energy can come with sadness. However, it is important to embrace the elevation and moving forward with new goals, focusing on what we want to do now to leave some sort of legacy behind is what will help ground us today. We have learned so much, and now it is time for us to move on to something that is more fulfilling. Now, another idea is more about being aware of the old ways in which we approach problems or old ways in which we interact with life. And most of this is, I'm speaking from old ways in which we mentally process things and old ways in which we emotionally process things. We are being aware of how we do those things and being shown that how we used to process mentally and process emotionally, they need to be upgraded for us to move into this new space in time. So also for me, this energy of the 45-9 Five of Cups lets me know that we are letting go of old ways of thinking and old ways of expressing our emotions and processing our emotions so that we can let go of old ways of thinking, old ways of being, so that we can open ourselves up to those new ways of being and these new ideas that we're trying to bring into our reality requires us to update our internal software that we have when it comes to processing stuff mentally and processing things emotionally. Now, the water element for this month, the lesson is the 11-2, and that has to do with the Justice card, and that has to do with tests, legal dealings, quick decisions, decisive actions, balance, fairness, doing what's right, being impartial, seeing all sides of the situation, making decisions based on facts rather than emotions. This energy is connected to the planet Uranus and also the sign of Libra. So we're going to shake stuff up and then balance what it is that we shook up is what the energy of this month is kind of helping us to see and helping us to not react to what's happening, but to respond in a manner that is sufficient for us during this time. Now, the energies that are compatible with the number 7 are the number 7 itself, which has to do with inner growth, self-awareness, discovery, isolation. The number 2 is also compatible. The number 2 is also compatible with the number 7, and that has to do with patience, compassion, partnerships, diplomacy, and cooperation. The number 4 is also compatible with the number 7, and that has to do with foundation, organization, structure, work, and also service. Now, on to the astrology. The sun is in Aquarius at 26 degrees around 11 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. Aquarius is the 11th sign of the zodiac. It's a fixed air sign. Its rulers are Uranus and Taurus. Aquarius qualities work in a manner that is indifferent with an apparent impartiality or lack of concern and unconventionality with a strong feeling for the unusual. The 26 degrees is the third decan of the Aquarius energy, and that energy signature is that of Venus. Venus wants to relate, unite, and also connect. Now, the moon is in Virgo at 19 degrees. Virgo is a mutable earth sign that expresses itself in a manner that is examining with productivity, thoroughness, memory, evaluation, and precision. Virgo has an affinity to routines, health, home, work, being a server of the people, editing, medicine, food, and also hygiene. Virgo is in the second decan, giving the Virgo moon a signature of Mercury. And Mercury wants to communicate, it wants to concentrate, and it wants to transmit. Now, as the moon today surpasses 20 degrees, it will enter into its last and final decan before going void of course tomorrow, Saturday, February 15th at 8:35 a.m. And it won't lock into the sign of Libra until 3 hours later at 11:35 a.m. Now, as today goes on, we enter the third decan of Virgo, giving the moon a signature of Venus. And Venus wants to relate, unite, and it also wants to connect. Now, today, Mercury entered the sign of Pisces at 7:06 a.m. Now, Mercury is in and out of the sign of Pisces from February 14th through April the 7th, 2025. Now, during this transit, we are invited to explore life beyond the rational, beyond the five senses, and beyond our ordinary perceptions and ideas. It's a time to engage with our intuition and strengthen our channels of communication. Now, on to the moon transits. At 5:32 a.m., The moon in Virgo will sesquisquare square Pluto in Aquarius. This brings an intense, powerful emotional experience. The moon represents feelings, intuition, and unconscious habits, while Pluto is associated with transformation, power struggles, and deep psychological processes. This aspect nurtures an intense but supportive environment where emotional honesty thrives, inviting you to peel back, relax, and open up just a little bit more. Now, at 11:13 a.m., the Virgo moon will trine Mars in Cancer retrograde, and this aspect indicates a time for reconsidering your group roles, your friendships, and collective connections. It's an opportunity to cultivate authentic relationships, align with values, and letting go of those that no longer serve you. Now, at 1:52 p.m., the Virgo moon will oppose Saturn in Pisces. Now, this aspect creates a dynamic interplay between practicality and the realm of dreams and imagination. The moon represents emotions and intuition, while Saturn symbolizes structure and discipline. This aspect balances the emotional realm with the demands of daily life. Now, at 5:34 p.m., the moon in Virgo will trine Uranus in Taurus. Now, the moon in Virgo trine Uranus in Taurus will bring together emotional practicality from the moon in Virgo and innovative stability from Uranus in Taurus. This energy will encourage us to break free from routines while grounding ideas in solid, realistic frameworks. Now, on to the planetary aspects. It's a semi-quiet day, but we do have the moon in Virgo conjuncting the south node in Virgo, and this is really releasing old patterns and being aware of emotional patterns that we are walking away from. So ultimately, today we are walking away from old, outdated emotional patterns. We have recognized them through our experiences and bringing our ideas to life and what they have showed us about ourselves. Now we are moving into a new way of being and opening up a clean slate emotionally will help in successfully operating this new way of life we are bringing in. Ultimately, today, we are walking away from old, outdated emotional patterns. We have recognized them through our experiences with bringing our ideas to life and what they have showed us about ourselves. Now we are moving into a new way of being and opening ourselves up to having a clean slate emotionally, and that will help us in successfully operating this new way of life that we are bringing in. All right. With that said, thank us for listening. Let me know in the comments if this was helpful. Feel free to email me. I will leave my email in the description box. Until the next experience, be well and enjoy. Peace.